Hey guys, Chris with Drop Dice here. So this week we are back again talking about the Freeventure Initiative and what is that? So let's just jump right into it. Basically the idea is that right now I'm not running any games, and so I of course have lots of games inside my head that I'd love to play or run specifically. And I see people who always pop up inside these different communities that say, "Hey, I've never ran this game before. I don't know how to how to be a GM. I don't understand how Theater of the Mind or playing on Google Hangouts works." So the idea was to create adventures that were designed specifically to be played in Theater of the Mind, and also to be played online as your form of choice. These adventures are going to be designed to be kind of a basic introductory level, targeted towards lower end of different systems, but I'll have some adventures that are higher end as well. So if you have some experience with, let's say, D&D 5th edition, and you want to play a 14th level adventure, eventually I may have a 14th level adventure for you to be your first avenue into playing online, or you could just use them because you're not feeling like you want to prep your stuff ahead of time. If they are something that you use, I do ask that you just kind of mention that you got this from Drop Dice's Facebook or the channel, wherever you get it from. What I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to post them to my Facebook channel, so make sure you find me on Facebook. It's Chris Wilhelm, parentheses, Drop Dice, so no matter which one you use, I should come up right away, and the spelling is right there on the screen for you. Um, with that said, I did want to thank everybody who's participated. I will be posting some pictures in the Absolute Tabletop group to kind of inspire you on your own creations, and I may take some of your ideas and turn them into an adventure. So if you do see some inspirational pictures that anybody posts, not just me, and it says, "Hey, you found this magic item, tell me what it does, tell me what it is, where did you find it," that sort of thing. Anytime you answer those questions, if I look at it and I feel inspired, you may see an adventure that includes your idea in the future. If your idea is one of the ones that's used, I'll make sure and include you inside the adventure. For example, Jacob Norman and Nisuse Thias, or Thaya, rather. It's Mandalorian, but it's a longer name, so it's a little bit harder. On Facebook in the Absolute Tabletop group, actually threw together some ideas. They commented on an undead creature that I created, so I created a whole adventure for it. This adventure that I'm going to be giving, I'll give it inside the description to this video, is placed in the world of Dragon Grin, which is one of the Absolute Tabletop settings. It's one of my favorite ones because the bad guys have won, and it's done in a good way that doesn't feel too unoriginal or inorganic either. And so it's a very interesting game setting to use, and it's got some twists and turns because of this idea of the bleak, which kind of warps and changes things. And because of that, it allows me to be a little bit grimmer and a little bit grittier, which you guys know I love. So I decided to go ahead and put forward some of this effort to create my second now Freeventure, which is called The Mirrored Past. It's for 5th level characters using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set. I also created another one called The Sea That Fills the Sky, which is a Fate core game using basic character creation rules on that. Both are available for free on my Facebook page. I also shared them around to the different groups, so if you are part of those groups but not have me on Facebook, make sure that you check those out. They're absolutely free to use. Like I said, just please, if you would, mention that you got them from Drop Dice, and hopefully that will help inspire others to join us here on the channel. As always, when you read these things, be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and on the actual adventure itself, I've turned on the comments section for Google so that you can comment back to me. These are using some borrowed images that I found on Pinterest to give me some inspiration, hopefully use some inspiration. They're written in kind of an open format so that you can add and take away whatever you want as a GM. I also encourage GMs to read through it and change what I've said, because honestly, reading from a script sounds like reading from a script. However, if you read it and you get a good idea of what it's about, you may end up finding that you can phrase it in a way that's more natural to your own communication style, which will make the game a lot funner for your players instead of just kind of reading what I've written. I encourage you to add descriptions. The creature that we added for the Mirrored Past is called the Spider Ghoul. The Spider Ghoul, I added some descriptions about how its tentacles moved and what it looks like, and that kind of thing you can add to, or you can compound. If inside one of these adventures I get a little too graphic for your personal tastes, like in The Sea That Fills the Sky, I have an execution inside there that it's quite graphic, but it's a real world execution that was carried out to traders. If that's something you don't like, you could turn it simply into a hanging or a beheading and just quickly detail it. Instead, what I did in the sea adventure was I detailed the gruesomeness of this execution because I wanted it to have weight. Do your own thing as a GM. Push your own envelope more and more. And if you feel like you are inspired to do your own free ventures, I encourage you to do so. Hashtag them free, hashtag Freeventure, and throw them up into whatever communities that you support. If you want to support the communities that I help out with, that's the RPG Brigade on Facebook, Absolute Tabletop on Facebook, and the RPG One Shot group on Facebook. I have a couple others that I participate in, but I don't like to spam every one of them because a lot of us are part of multiple different groups. I just know that those three groups have a little bit different dynamic to them, and some of them have people that are specifically singled to each group, so I like to share it with those three specifically. You can also find it on my Facebook page. Again, if you do decide to do it, shoot me a comment right away and just say, hey, I plan on doing a free venture. And if you have any questions, you can always PM me or comment inside this video and I'll get back to you, and let me know a basic idea of what you're looking to do. That way I can have something to look forward to. If you toss a free venture my way, I'll definitely give it a read and give you guys some feedback. If it's something I'm really interested in, I may even play it on my channel, and wouldn't that be cool to see one of your adventures up on another person's channel? I've had that happen once, and it was actually a really flattering thing. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at the gaming table.